All right. Looks like we are live. And of course, my favorite part about going live, the part where you just talk to yourself, scream into the ether when no one's watching, no one's listening, no one cares. It's hard being interesting when nobody's there, but hey, I'll do my best to do it. Oh, look at that. There are people here. All right. Fantastic. Oh, there we go. Chats. All right. Look at that. The chat works. Okay. Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Obviously, I'm going live quite a bit lately, and I'm pretty sure you all know why. I've got a brand new single dropping this Friday, June 4th. It is called Happy Face, and I think, personally, it is the best song of the 12 songs in 12 Months project, and almost certainly will be the most divisive one of all of them. So, I'm here to give you my general spiel, just real quick, and then obviously we can go to the chat and just talk about, my eyebrows don't look all that great. Probably should have brushed them with the toothbrush first. All right. Yeah. Okay, a little better. Yes. So I'll give you my spiel, and then we will go to the chat. Obviously, since I've got this new release coming up, I want all of you to do me an enormous favor and either pre-save or pre-order the new single, because it is one of the best things that you can do to support the artists that you love. Pre-saving is amazing because it means that your save actually doesn't count until the date of release, which means Spotify registers all your saves on the day that the song comes out, which, if there's enough of them, tricks the algorithm into thinking that, oh my God, look at all these people who came to check out and save this band's new song. I should send it out to more people, because what does Spotify want? Spotify wants you to stay on Spotify listening to music. And what artists do they want to continue to promote? They want to promote, well, the bands that keep people on Spotify. That's pretty much the long and the short of it. And of course, pre-orders work in a similar way, in that if you pre-order something, it doesn't matter which day you pre-order it on, it counts on the date of release, which is how we have been able to get tracks like Automaton and Gravity into the rock, metal, and a couple other charts, actually, all across the world, which is just absolutely amazing. You know, we're like toppling bands like Metallica, Pantera, like all these super huge names. Aesthetic Perfection has been able to outchart them, not for very long, but hey, it makes the world take notice. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat right here. Oh, super chat from Rihanna. Thank you, Roz. That is very, very kind of you. All right. Boom. There's the link if you would be so kind as to pre-save, pre-order the song. However you do it, it is a massive help to me. And, if you do, let me know in the chat. I'll give you a little shout out. Say thank you so much for supporting me. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a nobody. I'm just a tiny little artist living on the countryside in Austria. Not very big. Don't have a manager. Don't have a label. Don't have anybody really supporting me other than you guys, and of course my Patreon supporters, who are basically the best people ever, because without them I wouldn't be able to do this. And saved. Awesome Inifus. I really, really appreciate that. Sing us a demo on the song. I don't have any tonal reference, so I put on a happy face. And that's what you got. Thank you so much, Kimberly. I appreciate you pre-ordering that on iTunes. And Drunken Gypsy, I pre-bought it, pre-purchased, pre-sales. whatever it is. I don't know the actual verb for it. Yes. I much appreciate that. Drunken Gypsy. Save now. Tori1036. Thank you so much. Regina Martin. Thank you. Der Carl. Thank you guys so much. And also, don't forget, right here on YouTube on Friday at 10 p.m. Central European Time, we've got a super sweet release party. We're all going to gather right here, hang out, listen to some music, check out the new songs, and just have a grand old time. You know, have a drink, have a smoke, look around. I hope you like what you see. That's what we're going to be doing on Friday. So please join us. You don't need to pay. Tickets are, well, just RSVP. We're not selling tickets. You can just come. It's quite all right. Yeah, so it's free. All are welcome. 10 p.m. Central European Time on Friday. Our sweet release party. All right, yes. Brittany, release party hype. That is awesome. Ooh, Kimberly, I'm a patron and I've already heard it. How jealous are you guys? I think they're pretty jealous. They're pretty jealous that they've gotten to hear probably the best and most divisive song of the entire 12 Songs in 12 Months project. I'm jealous of you and I wrote the song. He said the line. I do say the line. All right. So we can go to the chat and see what y'all got on your minds. Of course, Drunken Gypsy, you made an excellent point. Sadly, I have to work on Saturday. I totally understand that. That is why the party is archived, so you can join us later in spirit anytime you want. You just, whenever it's convenient for you, pop on the release party, act like you're there in spirit, turn on some lights, have a drink. Hey there, can't stay for too long, but I'm looking forward to the new single. Thank you so much, Tux Demon. I'm also really looking forward to the new single. I hope that you guys like it. As I said, I think it's going to be a pretty divisive song. I think you're going to love it or you're going to hate it. I hope you love it. I love it. I think it is a great song. But it is certainly different. It's very different from anything Aesthetic Perfection has ever done before. But I think you guys know me by now. I think you guys know me well enough to know to expect the unexpected, because Aesthetic Perfection doesn't really have a sound. I just kind of make whatever comes into my head. I don't actually plan most of these songs or sounds. They just kind of happen. You know, you sit there and you go ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba, and boom, Great Depression. That's how it happens, people. Do you ever view music as a sort of autobiographical process of releasing a worldview or an experience in a place safe to do so? I guess I will answer your question as best as I can, given what I understood. I've sort of developed my artistic philosophy over the last few years. I mean, I've been doing this for 21 years now, which is pretty insane. Aesthetic Perfection has existed since I was 17. I'm 38 now. So there's been Aesthetic Perfection in my life longer than there's not been Aesthetic Perfection in my life. So that is a really, really weird concept, but it also means that I've had a lot of time to kind of think about what that means to me and what music and art mean to me. I was saying this yesterday on Facebook. You know, I believe that not every artist needs to work this way, but I mean the art that always resonated most with me was the art that was the creator's personal introspection, but the introspection went so deep as to I don't want to, bypass is the only word that's coming into my mind, but that's not the right word. But it's like, I liked music that cut deeper than the artist's like personal experience and sort of touches like universal truths about the human experience, right? So, for example, I think it is much more useful to think about maybe a breakup or something like that in the way of how human relationships work. I mean, sort of analyze what it is about the breakup that inspires you to write in the first place, instead of being like, oh, this person dumped me, I hate them, and I'm mad at them, screw you, and blah, 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 blah. I find that to be very kind of surface and not interesting. I much prefer music that digs a little bit deeper. And I think that when you do that, when you sort of try to uncover the motives behind whatever it is that's going on in your life, you kind of discover very universal things about people. And I think that is a great approach to have for art, because not only are you making sense of your own internal world, you're also kind of making sense for other people's internal worlds. So by doing an autopsy on yourself, you help other people do autopsies on themselves, if that makes any kind of sense. Lilith, hi Daniel. I love your music. Thank you so much, Lilith. Just finished my sport training with AP songs, of course. Can't wait to hear this one. I went and trained today, and thanks to everything being like closed for 6 months, this was only my second or third training back since everything reopened, and like my condition is just like completely in the toilet. Like, even though I was working out every single day, or let's say like 5 days a week, I was working out 5 days a week, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm like really keeping in shape. I really wasn't, because when I went back to my trainer, like she kicked the crap out of me, and I like couldn't breathe, and I was dizzy, and I thought I was going to throw up. And then I realized I was just kind of going easy on myself. So it's like, yeah, I was training. Yeah, I was, I mean, something's good. Something helps, but I guess I go too easy on myself. I'm not a very good trainer, which is why I hire trainers, because I'm the guy that's like, oh, I did 2 reps. I'm good, right? And then, I need the trainer to be like, yeah, you're going to need to do like 50 more of those. I'm so glad you worked with MXMS on one of the mixes of the songs. I was supposed to see you with MXMS in 2020, but of course that got canceled. Yeah, that was pretty rough. It was just over a year ago that tour was supposed to kick off, and I flew to LA, and then it just so happened that like I landed on the day that the travel ban was announced. So that was fun, and I just turned around and flew right back home. I mean, I certainly do not recommend 2 transatlantic flights in a 24-hour period, but yeah, it is what it is. Either way, hopefully we will be able to reschedule all of that in the coming months. And as I said, it was really awesome to be able to work with Jeremy in creative capacity, because I've been a really, really big fan of, Shiny Toy Guns for ages. I remember when they like came out, 2004, something like that. So, yeah, I've like always admired Shiny Toy Guns, and Jeremy's just an incredible musician. And if you are not familiar with Shiny Toy Guns or MXMS, you should check both of them out. They're awesome. Gravedigger is my favorite MXMS song. But yeah, Jeremy really helped me create this fantastic re-envisioning of the song Happy Face um, because the Happy Face is quite upbeat and club worthy. And so instead of doing like a club remix, I thought it would be interesting to not do a remix, but like a re-envisioning, like a ballad. And Jeremy's an incredible pianist. And so I hit him up and I said, here's my song. I've resung all the lyrics slower. I've just got some kind of piano chords here. Could you like re-envision this song for me? And what he returned with was just so much more than I could have ever anticipated. Because, like I thought something is hanging off my nail and I hate it. But if I keep biting it, I'm going to tear it and I'm going to bleed. So I'm just not going to do that. But yeah, I just thought Jeremy was going to come back with a couple of piano chords. I didn't expect him to come back with this just fully realized alternate version, which is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, Happy Face is, again, one of my favorite songs. The Sad Face version that I did with Jeremy is incredible, and I'm really, really proud of the single. So if you haven't yet, please do me a massive solid and go to this link right here and pre-save or pre-order the single. It is one of the best ways to help the artists that you love. All right. Is there any country or continent that you've never toured but you would like to go? Of course, I'm really, really eager to get to South America. We've had a couple of tours that we planned there that have fallen apart for various reasons. Yeah, so South America is way up there because I know that we have a lot of fans in the region, and it's really just a matter of logistics. So South America, absolutely. South Africa, I would love to go. India, I would love to go. I don't really think we have a whole lot of people there. But it's funny, when I check my Spotify stats, every time I do, I see a little bit more in India, a little bit more in India. And so it just, all the gears are turning, and I'm thinking, like, how can I get to India? I want to go to India. What do I got to do to get to India? How do I crack that market? So, yeah. I got like just a little taste of Japan. I played one show in Japan. That was absolutely incredible. I didn't think anybody was actually going to be there because our Spotify stats in Japan are terrible. But I have a friend over there, Ross from the band Surgeon. He organizes club nights over there with a friend of his. And they were like, look, we can't pay you a lot of money, but just if you come to Japan, we'll give you a stage to play on. And so we did it, and there was like 100 people there, and like most of them knew the words, and everybody went totally ballistic for it. And I was like, wow, this is great. So got my little taste of Japan. Absolutely want to go back. Would really love to do China. My friends in Lord of the Lost got to do like 3 or 4 shows in mainland China, which just seems like incredible to me. I mean, literally, like, I could just go on and on and on about all of the places that I would like to visit because, at the end of the day, I don't really care where I'm at as long as I'm connecting with people. I think music is just one of the best ways to unite people because it's such a universal language. It doesn't, especially, what I was talking about earlier with the way I relate to art, and I want art to sort of connect on a very core level with the human experience. And I think that, when you do that, you kind of, you go beyond language and cultural barriers. You kind of just like reach what I call emotional bedrock. It just like is what it means to be human, right? And when art can do that, when art can touch somebody, at this very core level, it doesn't matter what language they speak. It doesn't matter what religion they are. It doesn't matter what their culture is like. It's like everybody feels love and hate and greed and jealousy and they need food and shelter and community and all of these things. It doesn't matter like at all where you come from. And so the fact that art can reach everybody from all walks of life in this way is just so powerful and so amazing. And I want to play any freaking place that I possibly can. If you tell me that I'm going to go to Mongolia and play for the people there because, they're going to appreciate it, I'm going to be there, right? So if the question is, where do you want to play? The answer is everywhere. Really looking forward to your contribution on the Lord of the Lost Plus CD. Yes. As many of you know, I was part of this musical experiment that my friends in Lord of the Lost did, where they essentially sent me and many, many other artists a song without vocals. And the rules were, I can't rearrange the song. I can't change anything about the song. I can just record vocals on top of it. And it was just such a fun and challenging experience just to write new lyrics and write vocal melodies on top of music that I personally would never write myself, right? It's like I don't write that style of music like Lord of the Lost. And so to work within the artistic constraints of that project was just super exciting and super fun. So that comes out on July 2nd, I believe. And my song is called Consume Hate. And it's pretty darn cool. We've been so spoiled with new music. I'll be sad when this 12 songs in 12 months project is over. I gotta say, this project has been really, really fun, really, really enlightening. I learned a whole lot about myself and about, music creation and production. I think it has taught me to not worry so much about whether or not something is perfect or great. I've often spend months and sometimes years agonizing over songs to get them perfect, and then it's then the song is done and it comes out and it doesn't make any waves at all, and you realize it's not about that. It's not about making something perfect. It's about getting out whatever it is you have right then and there and finishing it the best that you can, because no one knows whether or not that's going to connect with people or be a hit or anything like that. I think I must have spent a year and a half on that song Supernatural, and nobody gave a shit about it, which was really painful in a way, but it was also it was a teaching moment, right? Because I realized that I'm not helping myself by agonizing over anything. I just need to let go. And sort of this project has helped reinforce that by being look, you don't have the time or the luxury to sit and think. You just kind of go on autopilot. And I think that a lot of times that's when the best art is created, when you're not overthinking it. You're just kind of getting out of your own way and letting your subconscious do the work. I don't even feel like I write these songs. I just kind of they just happen. And there's a little bit of magic there. And I think it's really, really cool. And I think it's going to completely reshape the way that I approach music in the future. That said, it is very exhausting. I'm stressed out as hell. Currently have to deliver. Not only am I promoting this song that is, Happy Face, that's coming out on Friday, I'm trying to finish the single for July, and I don't know which song I'm going to use. So I'm currently flip-flopping between two songs that are basically done, but I don't know which one I like. And so I'm stressing about it, and I'm like, when I'm done here, I'm gonna go shoot the artwork and in the bedroom. The lights are all set up, and so it's just this constant like urgency and like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And that's really stressful. And so I think when this is done, I'm gonna take like 2 or 3 months off and not even write music. I don't even want to fucking come in here when I'm done. Where words fail, the music speaks. That is absolutely true. Stop scratching and pulling on your nail skin. Yes, I know. Give the song Supernatural a minute. It's actually catching on. That song came out 2 years ago. I mean, sure, if it catches on right now, great. Let it. I mean, awesome. But it still is like not even a blip on my Spotify radar. Like, whatever. But yeah, that's the point. Like, who cares? You can't control these things. Like, I spent like 2 weeks on rhythm control, like 2 solid weeks, just like powering through it, and it became one of our biggest songs. And then I spent a year and a half agonizing over Supernatural, and it just doesn't mean it's a bad song. It just means it didn't connect, and that's okay. Daniel's Patreon is the best I ever discovered. Oh, Alex, you'll make me blush. That's very kind. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that all of you guys who are a part of our community enjoy it so much. Of course, it means a lot to me that there are people out there in the world who care enough about my music to support it. And then also, just the community that has sprung up around all of that, because so many of you guys engage and interact with one another totally outside of my music, and have forged friendships, relationships, support networks for one another, all because of that. And I feel just super humbled and motivated seeing like what my music has helped kind of facilitate. So yeah. I've been requesting your videos on reaction channels to get your music out to more people. Oh, Drew. So you're the one. I noticed there's like more reaction stuff popping up, and I'm like, where is this coming from? Is it you? Is it you, Drew? Well, if it is, thank you. I appreciate it. I was like, why is all my stuff popping up on there? I mean, this is great though. Cool. There are 2 types of favorite songs for me: those that stick in my head immediately, and those that I come to like slowly over time. Supernatural is the latter. Happy Face is the first. I mean, that's great. Like, I'm always trying to write music that is different. I always want to try different things. I think that it gets very, very boring doing the same thing over and over again. And there's this quote by David Bowie talking about how, sort of in the creative water, so to speak, you wade out until your feet just don't touch the bottom, and you feel like, you're in a bit of danger. And I find this to be so beautiful and poetic and 100% true. But it's like, if you're just standing on the shore and you're not willing to go out into the water with the sharks and risk drowning, it's like, then what are you making art for? Like, the reason that art is so powerful is because it surprises you. And, I said this in my industrial pop video, like, think back to the first music that you really fell in love with. I think you fell in love with it probably because it shocked you. It came out of nowhere and you were like, what in the hell is this? I've never heard anything like this. And you were super excited by it. I want to be this band, this artist that constantly does that. Now I'm going to miss the mark, of course. I'm going to write a million duds, but that, like, if I can just look back on the sort of in the wake, of the water of my creative life, if I see just a couple of large waves, Never Enough, Gods and Gold, whatever, it doesn't matter how many flops are in between. It doesn't matter to me if Supernatural failed or Ebb and Flow failed or anything like that. Like, that's okay. You got to keep trying and failing in order to have these, high points. And if you don't take any risk, if you're not willing to lose anything, then you're not going to gain anything. So, this is, I think, why I'm so motivated to just keep creating, because I want to get another one of those high waves again, because it feels really good. Like, you create something and a part of you feels like it's special and it could become something. But then other times, you create something and you think it sucks and the world falls in love with it still, like SEX. Like, I liked SEX when I was writing it, but when I was done, I was like, is this any good? I don't know, man. I don't think this is good. But I released it because I had to. And then it became like the biggest Aesthetic Perfection song ever. And that will be like one of the high points in my history. And if I had gotten in my own way, like I tend to do, I might have never released it. I got better songs. I got songs like Supernatural, right? It's like, nah. Do you think that you will be going on tour this year? No, I'm not going on tour this year at all. I'm going to finish my 12 songs in 12 months project. There was a possibility that I was going to go on tour in the fall. And while I'm disappointed that didn't work out, I'm actually quite glad, because I don't know how I was going to like juggle writing music and releasing music while also like preparing for a tour and being on tour. I mean, it's like these two things require 100% of your attention. And if I'm going to do something, like, I want to do it right. And I was very stressed by the idea of having to like tour and release music. So I thought that one would suffer. So I'm disappointed that the tour didn't happen, because I know a lot of people have been waiting for it. However, I believe that it is the right thing to do to wait until 2022, just because I need to finish this project before I can move on to the next one. Maybe somebody will blow up Supernatural on TikTok. Look, I ain't got no problems with anybody blowing up any of my songs on any platform. Look, so you want to get all them reaction videos? You want to like get people to blow me up on YouTube? I'm all for it. You want stuff to blow up on TikTok? I'm all for it. I'm on the talk. I try to tick sometimes. I'm a little bit old for it, but I'm doing my best. We do got to think of some cool ways to promote Happy Face on TikTok. Like, I'm like, the gears are turning in my brain, and I'm thinking like what I can do next week to like, get you guys involved, how I can get people to duet with me. I think that would be really fun. So we'll see. I always recommend your music to my friends. Well, thank you, Vita. You help us through these times. Well, thank you very much, Vet and Kinda. I feel like I missed something with a very deep meaning. I don't know. If you just joined us, don't worry. This will be archived. You can watch it. I guess I should have said there are 9 billion people on the planet. Worldwide, Supernatural catching on. 2 years through 9 billion people. I mean, that would be pretty sick. Watch like Supernatural is the song that like unlocks India for aesthetic perfection. Like, how rad would that be? Like going into my Spotify and being like, Supernatural is the #1 song in India. Be tight. You are one of my favorite artists and inspirations. I love getting your new songs. Thank you very much. Don't forget, guys, we've got a brand new song, Happy Face, this Friday, June 4th. Comes out worldwide. Please do me a huge solid. Pre-save it or pre-order it at the link that I just dropped in the chat. Also, don't forget that we have our online release party at 10 p.m. Central European Time. We're going to get together. We're going to hang out. We're going to listen to the songs. We're going to watch some music videos. We're going to have some drinks. I'm going to get dressed up. I hope you guys get dressed up too. It's going to be a grand old time. Last time for the Gravity release party, we had over 200 people there, which is like our biggest release party yet. And I think that that's pretty cool. I feel like, things are growing. I mean, not 9 billion people strong, but, it's growing. It's growing. It's cool. Cindy Butterfly says, hey, hello, Cindy Butterfly. Guys, Rihanna said, please pre-save Happy Face. It's worth it. Yes, and I say pre-save Happy Face, but, you should listen to Roz. She's way smarter than me. She's way cooler than me. She's got a British accent. Those people, they sound a lot more refined than an American. I'm just over here like, sup, dude? And they're like, oh, right, please do a pre-save. Yeah. So listen to the English people. My pendulum stopped swinging long ago. That sounds very bad. I don't want to dig into that. Sounds like a very big problem. I was blown away by Echoes. I didn't think I would find another song that could get me and my kids to sing like we do on Never Enough, but thank you so much. Yeah, it's like Echoes. That was another song. Like, I worked really hard on Echoes. I was like, man, this is going to be a banger, right? Like, I was like, Echoes is going to be the one. No. But look, I just want to be clear, like, just because a song does not blow up, just because a song is technically a failure, it doesn't mean it's bad. Like, the fact that there are still people out there like you guys listening to Echoes, listening to Supernatural, listening to Ebb and Flow, all that kind of stuff, that's great. That makes me super happy because, again, those are those deep cuts. And, like, maybe one day we can do like a deep cut tour where we play like all the songs that like, regular people don't want to hear. It's like only the super cool people, like, they know. It's like we'll play Echoes and we'll play Ebb and Flow and we'll play Supernatural, and then like the people who are just like the casual fans, they'll come in and they'll be like, "What? He didn't play Gods and Gold? Stupid! I hate him. What did I pay money for this for? No, Never Enough? Gross! I hate him." And then they'll go online and they'll write bad reviews about me. But we'll know. All of us will know. We'll be like, we planned it this way. It'll be cool. I've heard the track. I think it's awesome and probably listened to it a dozen times already. It's worth the pre-save. Sean Bowman knows what's up. Listen to Sean Bowman. Don't listen to me. Listen to Sean. Listen to Roz. Listen to the people who know what they're talking about. I'm just a doofus. These people are cool. Oh, Kimberly, the deep cuts. That whole album's a deep cut. I'm listening to All Beauty Destroyed, and I love that whole album. That album was like the biggest flop of my whole career. And so, the fact that, there are people out there that are like, yeah, that's like my album. That's cool. Because, people like what Celebrity Sin is. Or like Motherfucker. Right? Like those, some super deep cuts. We'll play that at the Deep Cut show. I actually think All Beauty Destroyed is a pretty good record. I think it just needs better production and better singing. I get it back this year. Maybe I can re-release it. We'll see. But I still owe you all the Close to Human reboot. I know it. Stefan, you're late. I should have known you'd be late. No, I did this. Look, I did this sort of spontaneously, a little kurzfristig. I was thinking that wasn't sure which way I wanted to go with the live streams today, but as you guys know, typically live stream like every single day leading up to the release of a new single. Of course, because I want everybody to pre-save or pre-order the new song, because that is the best way to help the bands that you love. And pre-saving is free. It's like you get to support the bands but spend none of the money. It's great. And I appreciate it. I want you to do that. So if you pre-save the song, help me get into them Spotify playlists, help me have like a really big release day. You'll be a part of it. You will have helped me a crap ton. And, we may actually get Happy Face to blow up. What? Come on. One of these days I'm owed a hit, right? Like I'd be stoked if I could be like Nick Cave, right? Like I don't want to be like famous, but it'd be cool to have like a song in a movie, right? Like Nick Cave had Red Right Hand in the Scream movie, and then everybody was like, oh yeah, like Nick Cave. But I mean, even though Nick Cave had been around forever, and Nick Cave like comes and goes out of the public consciousness. He just does his thing. He's just like a weirdo artist all the time, and I love that. I would hate to be like a celebrity, but it'd be rad to just like be able to be a weirdo artist forever. So that's like my goal, is just to be like a professional weirdo. So thank you to all my Patreon supporters for helping me live out my dream of being a professional weirdo. All right. How long have we been doing this? Okay. 10 more minutes. Can you make a bundle where you get all your albums as a CD or a DVD? Nobody buys DVDs anymore, unfortunately. So no, I don't think I will be doing that. The problem with a lot of this stuff is that, some of my older albums are owned by other people. So it's a tricky licensing thing to try to, bundle them, because you have to like pay those other entities royalties. But I'm slowly getting my discography back. So I don't think that I'll be doing any bundles, at least not for the next 20 years. But maybe at some point. I do have permission to release Close to Human. I get All Beauty Destroyed back in November. I will get Till Death back in 2024. So, these things move slowly. But I do definitely want to release Close to Human with a bunch of like kind of like old stuff, like because that album was lost in a hard drive crash back in 2006 or 5. Like right after the album dropped, like I lost the whole thing in a hard drive crash, which was miserable. But yeah, and all the like live versions that I created in the interim, like they were all terrible, and so I just stopped playing those songs live. But I think that it would be really, really cool to like recreate Close to Human the way that I recreated Blood Spills. So that is kind of more on the horizon, and I think that it would be a fun way to kind of start my next project. Which I would like to be quite analog and heavy and all that kind of stuff. So maybe like a Close to Human reboot would be a nice practice for that. We'll see. Either way, I do want to drop a bunch of bonus material, because since moving back to Austria, like I kind of found all of my old boxes that I stored at my in-laws' house, and there's just like tons and tons of like awesome unreleased stuff, like full live shows and, demos and just all that kind of stuff that I lost or thought had been lost. So, yeah. You're famous to me. If I saw you on the street, I'd totally go full fangirl. That's funny. I don't get recognized on the street very often. But I actually got recognized at the drugstore like 2 weeks ago, which was super weird because, like I live in the middle of nowhere. Like I live in a like tiny nothing town. And so like I have to drive to like the next town over to go to the drugstore. And I was just like buying, like body wash or something. And somebody's like, "Oh my God, I saw you live in Germany." And I was like, "Oh my God." It totally caught me off guard. But I took a picture anyways with a mask. I'm old, so I still have a CD player in my car. That is the only place that I have a CD player, or even like disc drive, is in the car that I drive. But it's about to die, so I have to. When I'm going to LA this weekend, and when I get back, I have to buy a new car because the Austrian authorities have deemed my car not safe for the road. That means it's very, very old, so I got to buy a new car, which sucks. Because I don't like spending money. Is that a Dreadbox? Yes, it's a Dreadbox. Do I like it? Yes, it's cool. Yeah, I prefer the... Oh yeah, my camera's a little crooked, but I like the Polyvox. That one's kind of wild. The Dreadbox is cool, but it doesn't... I don't know, like it doesn't have the routing options that I would want. And yeah, I didn't really understand that when I bought it. So I don't know. It sounds good. It's got nice filters. It's got like good oscillators, but I mean, I like this. I like my Virus. I miss Austria. Hopefully soon I'll get to go to Walchsee from the US. I don't know where Walchsee is, but I'm sure it's nice because Austria is nice. I thought you came into my Blockbuster once before the chain died, but I will never know for sure. Depends on where your Blockbuster was. The only Blockbuster that I can ever remember going to was one in Colton, California. That's the only Blockbuster that I can actually remember going to. I love the car test when you mix and master and want to hear how it sounds. Yeah, but then you just use Bluetooth. You don't need a CD. Tyrol. I've actually never been to Tyrol, which is interesting. But I've actually not been to that many places in Austria. Like whenever I'm somewhere, whenever I'm traveling in Austria, it's like go to Salzburg, go to Vienna, go to Salzburg, go to Vienna. Been to Klagenfurt. I've been to Innsbruck. I've been to Graz, of course. Last year I went to Steiermark and did wine country stuff. I've also been to Niederösterreich for all of the wine and stuff as well because I like wine. What is the big lake over there? Keep wanting to say Bodensee, but Bodensee is the one in Switzerland. Damn it, it's gonna drive me crazy. Gotta look it up. It's huge. Come on. Neusiedlersee. Ja, natürlich. Das hätte ich wissen sollen. Naja, ich bin ein bisschen dummbatz. All right. Dayton, Ohio. Yeah, I can promise you I have not been to a Blockbuster in Dayton, Ohio. I should go visit Austria again. Been there only once in 93 when I was 11, so I don't really remember anything. I think, I don't do well in flat landscapes, so Austria is really good for me. I really like mountains, being from Southern California and all. and water and all that kind of stuff. You know, there's just like a bazillion lakes, and it's nice. It's a bit of a, es ist eine große Umstellung. It's a big change. Yeah, there we go. Große Umstellung. Es ist nicht einfach, aber es lohnt sich. Have you heard the new Lindemann song? No, I've not. I've been working all day long. I haven't even turned on the news in like a week, which is crazy because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. I should probably turn on the news. But yes, I should also check out the Lindemann song. Can't wait to listen to Happy Face. Oh, can't wait for people to listen to Happy Face. It's awesome. Thank you so much, Julia. It's so sweet when you're talking German. Entschuldigung. Ich finde, dass es nicht so niedlich ist, aber mein Deutsch wird mit der Zeit ein bisschen besser. Ich merke das langsam. Ich gebe mir immer Mühe, mehr Deutsch zu sprechen. Normalerweise muss ich den ganzen Tag auf Deutsch reden, natürlich mit den Schwiegereltern und auch mit meiner Frau. Aber es ist nicht einfach. Ja, mal schauen, wie die Situation sich entwickelt. Ich hoffe, dass nächstes Jahr das noch leichter sein wird. Good. All right. So, yeah, we are just at about an hour, which means I should let you guys know, remind you that my brand new single, Happy Face, is coming out this Friday, June 4th, everywhere. It would mean the world to me if you would either pre-save it or pre-order it at the link that I have been dropping all night long. Pre-ordering, pre-saving, this is one of the best ways that you can help the artists that you love. It means a big deal. They are some of the most important metrics in the music industry these days. So, yes, I would be very, very happy if you would do that. Thank you very much. And also, we have our Happy Face online release party as well this Friday at 10 p.m. Central European Time. All are welcome. You don't need to pay any money. You just RSVP and show up, have a drink, hang out, watch some music videos with us, and of course, please get dressed up. There is a very strict dress code, and the person at the door will be checking it and enforcing it. No, I'm just kidding. You can wear your PJs. Dein Deutsch ist unglaublich. Na, das stimmt nicht. Aber das ist nett von dir. Dankeschön. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please be sure to listen to Happy Face this Friday. Pre-save it. Pre-order it. It is going to be the most divisive and most insane single of the year. I promise you. No, I really, really love the song. It means a lot to me. And I genuinely hope you guys like it. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I got. You all have a lovely rest of your Tuesday, whether it be evening, morning, noon, night, whatever. Whatever it is, wherever you are, you all take care. And hope to see you Friday at our release party. Bye, guys. See you soon.